Young white female using American Sign Language on the left. Young black male in lavender shirt on the right.
Since the last election, the state of Georgia has changed some voting rules and law that might make it hard for people to vote. We at Uniting for Change want to make sure that all people with disabilities know that it is your right to vote.
Image of voting rights folk art.
And we want you to understand how voting has changed.
Older black man sitting on couch.
We want to talk about voting responsibility as a self-advocate. There are things you need to know about voting accessibility. Did you know 1 in 4 people have disability in the United States?
In the 2020 election, 1 in 9 voters with disabilities had trouble voting.
Young Indian woman with glasses and short wavy hair.
This is a double number of people who had trouble voting when compared to people without disabilities. People with vision impairments and people with intellectual disabilities had the most difficulty voting.
In Georgia, we have 650,000 voters with disabilities. Everyone has a right to vote and it should be accessible. So what does that mean? Accessibility means making a place or a process work for people with disabilities.
So what is for accessibility? When you are voting, it means having access to the support or technology you need to register to vote, access website about voting and candidates running for office, enter polling place and cast your ballot.
The Americans with Disabilities Act required all polling places to be fully accessible and have a poll workers who are trained and respond to the needs of voters with disabilities when they ask for help.
Young black man wearing a light blue shirt in a wheelchair.
As a voter with a disability, we have the right to vote in person or by mail, vote privately and independently, have access to a polling place with voting machines that support voters with disabilities. What about getting accommodations to vote?
Accommodations help with voting accessibility. Accommodations are the changes that are made so that you can vote privately and independently. Get accommodations, you may need to ask for assistance from workers at the polling place to use voting equipment. Bring someone with you to help you vote, like a family member, friend, or other supporters. Ask to use a touchscreen voting machine from your wheelchair or a chair. Use an audio ballot with headphones and a number of keypads. Tell a poll worker you want to move forward front of the line if you are voting on election day between 9:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. People with disabilities do not have to wait that long voting lines on election day.
We all have a voice and need to speak up. Make sure you know what you need to go vote and have your voice heard. Stay tuned for our next video on recent change and the new Georgia laws about voting accessibility.
This video was made by Uniting for Change with support from Shanghai Unity Network, the Georgia Advocacy Office, and the ARC Georgia.